Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're bringing you the Chicago Bulls out at United Center as they'll face off against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, they're in 11th place in the East, and that's a decent step forward from where they finished last season, but that's probably little consolation to them at this point. I'm sure they'd want to be a few spots higher at least. And this evening's matchup,
Let's do the starting lineup. This is Miami. At the other position, Josh Richardson. At shooting, Dion Waiters.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. We're live at the United Center where the Chicago Bulls have home court advantage. They've struggled game after game to secure wins. It's been a tough haul, but they've had to feel like this game provides them a good chance to win.
And their first two games against this club, both being losses, losing 3 in a row would be a real tough pill to swallow. So I think they'll look to make their stand here tonight.
You have to try to find a way to turn the tide in this 4-game season series, and I think it starts with being aggressive from the jump ball. So
here's Miami's starting group. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Whiteside is out there with Mickey, and it's Richardson in at the 3 spot. The first free throw is good. Now that we're into the year, some teams starting to show cracks, Brent, could use an infusion of talent. How hard is it to make an in-season trade that can really have an impact on your team?
I think it's more and more difficult, Kevin, with the rules and the way that the salary cap is set up for teams really that are contending for something big to go out and all of a sudden grab that one piece. It's very rare that a team can go out that's sitting on top of the standings and find that one specialist that's going to come in and make that team even better. So when that does happen, you have to really commend GMs that have done their homework and manipulated the salary cap so that there's space for that kind of player.
Complex, I agree. And here is Waiters after Jaren Grant hitting the 3. Passes it to Mickey. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Pass to Markkanen. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Look over the success of the Miami Heat and what their franchise has done. Started way back in 1988. Still relatively young, but the team has already achieved 3 titles in that short stint.
And so he makes both from the line. With the Heat and their success as a relatively new NBA franchise, Brent, they've been a dream model for any expansion team.
Well, there's a lot of longtime franchises who have not seen the type of success that Pat Riley and Mickey Arison were able to accomplish down there on South Beach. So you give credit to the ownership group, the front office, and for the scouting team to go out and keep finding guys that fit the system and the culture of the Miami Heat. They continue to be impressive on all levels.
And LaVine.
Oh, wow.
Hello. It's a beautiful jam.
And I don't know if there's anybody who can match LaVine when it comes to the art of the dunk. He is a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Now here's Waiters. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heel.
As soon as Whiteside leaps for that offensive rebound, you just know he's going to finish off that play.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to catch up with Eric Spoelstra a few minutes ago. As far as the key factor in this game, he said defense is the focus. He said our shot blocking anchors us inside. It's something we can count on. Of course, the rest of our defensive execution is just as important. They have to be in total lockdown mode defensively tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Good work, David. Thank you. It sounds like defense is going to be the key for him today.
And it usually is. They try to use their D to make life miserable for every opponent they play.
And sometimes it's not just about one player. For them, it's about a complete defensive effort. In the paint, on the perimeter, in transition, they've got to be all over the place.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in. Lopez has got his first basket.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great groove.
Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Pistons.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on the scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Here's Grant, and Whiteside sends it back.
When you consider just how long and how big Whiteside is down there, it's not surprising that shot blocking is something he does well.
Now here's Dragic. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Levine with it, now guarded by Dragic. Valentine kicks to Levine. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Hassan Whiteside.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And certainly while the injury for Zach LaVine and his ACL was devastating, Greg, it's good to see him back on the court, and he seems to be on track to making a full recovery.
And Kevin, still amazing to me to see just how far the medical community has come in terms of treating ACL injuries. LaVine is such an athletic monster. To lose even a little burst would have been huge. Fortunately, though, with modern medicine, it's going to allow this guy to make the most of his potential still.
Now here's Richardson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Mickey can't hit. Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to the Bucks.
No other way to put it. Defense was awful, completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Yeah, scanning the box score here, and you could just see the turnover differential failing to cause any sort of mistakes. And then on the offensive end, just a lack of focus.
Now here's Waiters. Jaren Grant missing his last shot. Second shot opportunity. Here's Whiteside. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And a nice show of strength from Whiteside there. Slapped on the shot, but still makes the basket.
G's checked in for Jaren Grant. And the free throw, no good.
Hassan Whiteside's journey to the NBA has been a wild one, and you can't help but root for him at this point. Out of the league for 2 entire seasons, comes back as a dominant force with the Miami Heat, and now slowly, steadily becoming one of the most consistent big men the league has to offer.
Here's Dragic. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
Well, the ball was not in Goran Dragic's hands very long. Just a great job by him firing it up immediately without hesitation.
And the dunk by Lopez.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. And Whiteside getting rewarded before the start of the last season. Signed a max contract with Miami, and Brent, the future of the franchise, in the middle.
Amazing that Hassan Whiteside actually became the very first player to ever go from making the league minimum to signing a maximum contract. Wow, big man and a big shift in the economics.
LaVine can't hit.
I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
No good from Dragic. Bulls trail by 4. Here's G. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit. Lopez, no luck.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Richardson, no luck.
And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Feeds it to Markkanen. In the corner, it's LaVine. Markkanen sets the pick for LaVine. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. We've seen the shift in offensive strategy, Brent. More threes, more spacing, better flow, opening up driving lanes and opportunities to make at least one quick move to the basket. What have defenses been doing on the other side trying to counteract those trends?
I think the biggest trend that you see, Kevin, is the switching defenses. So many rosters now constructed of guys who have the ability to get off of a screen and to pick up a perimeter player. And that's not for 24 seconds, but 5 or 6 seconds, being able to contain dribble penetration and challenge deep threes. So the switching aspect of NBA defense, that is a trend.
That one from long range. Ellington's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's G. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw good from G. David Nwaba is checked in for the Bulls. Heat also with the sub. Udonis Haslem is checked in for Mickey. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That is his first foul of the game. Josh Richardson's checked in for the Heat. Miami leading by 4. Pass to Adebayo. And he uses the glass on the layup.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
G passes to Nwaba. G kicks to Nwaba. Got a piece of it. Here's Magruder. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. The dish to Ellington. Good ball movement here by Miami. Johnson, a wide open look. No good with the triple.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
G kicks to Nwaba. There's the pick. Here's Mirotic. Here's Portis. Magruder with the rebound. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's his first foul. Miami's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Johnson kicks to Richardson. Here's Magruder. Good on the three-point shot. And it's a 9-point Miami lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Well, from long range, we've got a set of point guards here that have been extremely hot. Those are their three-point percentages for the last 10 games. Look at G, a dangerous player from three-point land, a great talent with a great release.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due, some outstanding long-range shooting.
Well, let's put the three-point percentage in a box for a second. It's the range that those guys have that really blows me away. I mean, just about anything inside of half court is doable for them. Those are some long-distance marksmen.
For Miami, they have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Well, Eric Spoelstra known for being a player's coach, but he also isn't afraid to dish out some tough love. With this team in a rebuilding phase, he's had to do that a lot.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is just get the most out of every player on the team, and he lets them know, I'm going to put you in positions, guys, to maximize your potential. Sometimes that can come from tough love, but most of the time it's because they want greatness. That's what the Miami Heat organization is all about.
So it's Miami now. The Bulls getting the bucket. Here's Magruder. He kicks it to Johnson. The pass to Adebayo. The Heat need to get a shot off. There's the 3. That one doesn't go. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Here's G. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's G. It's hauled in by the Heat.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Passes it to Nwaba. Over to the wing. Here's G. No good on the three. Richardson. It's not going to go for him. And so it's the Miami Heat bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. We've got more in store for you right after this. Thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK. Bulls trail by 7. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Bulls. We've got Nikola Mirotic. Portis is out there with G. And it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. Nwaba passes to G. And a miss there on the triple.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And the contested 3 is not your objective. One more, maybe.
There's a good screen. And it's Magruder missing. The Bulls shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Portis, and the shot is long.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling, exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Back to Richardson. Now here's Ellington. Defense is right there. Magruder kicks to Richardson. Just 5 on the clock. The feed to Johnson. They get it back. Here's Adebayo. And Mirotic sends it back. Here's G. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Dishes it to Mirotic. And the Bulls with another miss. The Heat leading by 7. Pass to Magruder. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Johnson outside. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Chicago making a switch here. Grant's checked in. Whiteside's checked in for the Heat. Here's Magruder. Out of hand on it. Grant gets a wide open look. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Grant's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Bulls. Johnson outside. Whiteside with it. Working on Portis. Whiteside, the pass to Adebayo. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Heat lead by 7. Grant against Johnson. Grant kicks to Nwaba. Back to Grant. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. It's good from long range. Mirotic just got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more 3-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
Ellington kicks to Johnson. Johnson the screen, feeds to Whiteside. Pass to Magruder. He dishes it to Johnson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Bulls trail by 4.
Tyler Johnson and his path to the NBA are quite unique. Undrafted out of college, where he played at Fresno State, comes up through the D League, now the G League, and plays a critical role for this Miami Heat basketball team as a force off the bench.
For Tyler Johnson, the journey was a quick one. In the span of about 2 years, he goes from the D League, where he played, to signing a $50 million contract.
Well, I also think about, Kevin, the fact that he played in just 68 games before last season. So a ton of belief from the organization that Tyler Johnson can be that guy, capable of coming off the
Gentlemen,
bench,
2 shots.
scoring baskets,
Move
and
shots.
coming right down the throat of the defense to get to the rim.
The first free throw is good. So for the Bulls, Robin Lopez is checked in for Portis. Denzel Valentine comes in for David Nwaba. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Justin Holiday. The Heat also changing it up. Mickey's checked in for Adebayo. Dion Waiters comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. Lopez outside. Back to Grant. Kicks it to Mirotic. And LaVine, here we go. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. LaVine's got 8.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Dragic. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Well, we all know how confident Goran Dragic is when it comes to scoring inside. Nice shot selection there for him.
Now here's Valentine. D right on him. Grant kicks to Valentine. Lopez a screen. Here's LaVine. Second chance shot. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Lopez.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Mickey passes to Waiters. The putback is no good.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
And finished off by Mirotic.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other.
Here's Magruder, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Chicago called for the foul. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jaw and a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me, but
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. On the wing, LaVine. He's guarded by Dragic. Lopez with the bucket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Miami's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. LaVine against Dragic. There's a screen. Here's Whiteside. Rebound by the Bulls. Mirotic just got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. LaVine kicks to Markkanen. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
He's checked in for Mirotic.
And when Mirotic first came over to the NBA, he made a big splash, showed that he can act as that stretch 4 and contribute. Unfortunately, he just hasn't evolved as a player since that rookie year.
Dragic dishes to Waiters. Whiteside, a screen on LaVine. Shot clock at 6. Here's Waiters. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Waiters got 5.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
G passes to Markkanen. Here's G. In the corner, Valentine with it. He feeds it to Markkanen. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. G kicks to Levine. A three-pointer is right on target. Levine's got 5 points now this quarter.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for Miami.
And when you look at that chart, concentrate for a second on what they're not doing. They're not getting a lot of threes from the corners. That's something that has to change. Makes it much easier to defend the team when you know they can't score from the corner.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. And they double up Whiteside. And stolen by Valentine. Here's Levine. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Josh Richardson's checked in for Rodney McGruder. .137 left to play here in the half. Valentine passes to Levine. He feeds it to Markkanen. Back to Levine. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Now we have a moment to see the best rebounding teams in the league. Number 5, the Bulls.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Free throw good, Levine. Bobby Portis is checked in for Chicago. And Miami with a change here, too. Adebayo's checked in, and so Levine nails both of them.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And Waiters kicks to Richardson. Now the dish to Dragic. And Waiters has it in the corner. Offensive rebound, Whiteside, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Great job by Whiteside there to get himself to the free throw line so he could knock that one down.
Well, with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
G kicks to Nwaba. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
All keyed right there from the lead pass. Right on the money.
The Heat trail by 7. Johnson, the pass to Adebayo. Ellington kicks to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Clock at 6. Now the pass to Richardson. The feed to Johnson. And again, it's the Heat missing. Chicago leading by 7. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And stolen by Ellington. In transition, here comes Miami. He kicks to Richardson. 13 feet away. Here's Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
At 7 feet tall, Whiteside is always a threat for the high percentage dunk.
For Miami, they have not shot all that well from the free throw line. 6 of 11. Here's G. Pass to Holiday. It's over Ellington. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Bulls lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Coach, what made the difference over the course of the first half to get that momentum change in your favor?
Well, we finally buckled down and started getting some stops. We've done a poor job making them feel us. We've got to make it more uncomfortable out there on the floor.
Defensive activity leads to offensive results. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports
Hello
Halftime
again, everybody.
Show.
Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a shaky first quarter for Chicago. They gave themselves a lot of work to do by letting the deficit get to as many as 9 points in the period. One of the stories in the first half for them is they shot much better in the second quarter and even 50% from the field. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them. The strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
That'll do it for now.
And welcome back as we take you for a cruise up the Chicago River. Beautiful, beautiful Chicago, Illinois. And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating the Bulls leading by 4. On the floor for Miami, Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Mickey out there with Josh Richardson, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 spot. Lopez sets a screen for Levine. Back to Grant, tries a 3. Rebound by the Heat. Whiteside's got 11 rebounds in the game. Dragic kicks to Richardson. There's a good screen. 6 to shoot. Back to Dragic. Waiters for 3. And Grant sends it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And Chicago shooting for the game at 42%. Levine kicks to Grant. No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Yeah, tonight his shot's been a bit off, but still, they lead the game.
And he gets the bucket.
And Whiteside gobbles up the close-range opportunities at the basket like he did there.
The Heat have made 7 of their last 12 attempts at the line. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open 3 for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? What, do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin, positionless.
It's good.
Well, they missed their first 3 shots, and after that maybe they'll get some air underneath their wings a little bit.
Right side a screen. Waiters dishes to Dragic. Down low. Here's Whiteside. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 3 assists now in this one. Grant kicks to Lopez. Markkanen passes to Lopez. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Lopez has got 10 points in the game.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Takes the 13-footer. That shot off. And it's Chicago the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Yeah, it was not disastrous. They did have some very good stretches in that game, but they just could not sustain it for as long as they needed. Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting. Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Right side a screen. Richardson for three. Offensive rebound, Heat.
Oh, tough play underneath there to give them another possession. Just what they were hoping for. A little more time off the clock.
Dishes to Levine. And he slams it down right on top of Hassan Whiteside.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And stolen by Valentine. Pass break. Here comes Chicago. Now Grant. 5 points in the game. Valentine dishes to Markkanen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And Markkanen is a perfect candidate for that stretch four. Outstanding at pulling the trigger from deep and not afraid to go inside and bang with the other bigs.
Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in, and Miami with a change here too. Magruder's checked in.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Mickey kicks to Dragic. Knocked loose. Lopez with the steal. It's stolen by Dragic. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Magruder, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And that's what happens when you swipe the ball from the opposition like Dragic did there. Sometimes you get rewarded in the open floor with an easy 2 points.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
Bobby Portis is checked in for the Bulls. Justin Holiday comes in for Jaren Grant. Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. Ellington comes in for Waiters.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Whiteside, a screen on Levine. Dragic the pass to Whiteside. And it comes off the front of the rim.
It's a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
Out left to the wing. Here's Mirotic. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And now it's an 8-point Bulls lead.
Well, he's got that height advantage, and out on the perimeter, a smaller defender is just not going to contest.
Here's Magruder. He's got 8. Now here's Ellington. Lays it up off the glass. Ellington's got 5 now.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Mirotic dishes to Holiday. Lopez sets a screen for Holiday. Lopez kicks to Mirotic. 5 to shoot for 3. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound in this one. Some changes for Chicago. David Mwaba comes in for Robin Lopez. And G's subbed in for Levine. Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Magruder. Johnson the screen. Pass to Adebayo. Magruder kicks to Johnson. off target from three-point range.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Back to Holiday. Feeds it to Mirotic. Takes a three. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 16th rebound on the night. Kicks it to Ellington. Johnson, the pass to Adebayo. Stolen by Holiday. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Here's G. A three-pointer off the mark. The Heat trail by 6. Johnson, that's for 2. That one a little long.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Johnson's got his first 2 points.
I like how Johnson gets into the post. Good at executing in the paint that time.
Here's G. Drills it from outside.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
10,000 hours of practice at work here, blocking out all distractions and just shooting your shot.
Here's Johnson. Again, Johnson missing. The Bulls leading by 7. And Holiday kicks to Mirotic. Back to Holiday. To the left side wing. Takes the 3. Rebound by Johnson.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there. Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
And Whiteside sends it back. Magruder kicks to Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's just a 3-point Bulls lead.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Bulls.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
The Bulls leading by 3. The dish to Holiday. Here's Mwaba. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Both good from the line that time.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Back to Johnson. He dishes it to Whiteside. Heat moving the ball around. Whiteside a screen. Shot clock at 5. Magruder kicks to Whiteside. Offensive rebound. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
To the wing right side. Mirotic has a wide open look. And the Bulls with another miss.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
The Bulls leading by 3. And it's blocked. Ellington with it. He's got 5. Johnson the screen. Here's Whiteside. That misses off the backboard. No good there. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. It's Chicago up by 3. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Let's listen in on what Erik Spoelstra had to say to his team.
Get this out of stuff. Make hard cuts. Everything with force. Okay, come on.
And there's Erik Spoelstra asking his guys to play with a little sharper mind, with a little more intent, with more vigor.
And simply put, it's about reaching another level of intensity. When they're attacking, that's when they're at their best.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. Mirotic is out there with Valentine. Then it's G, and it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls. Grant comes in for G. Heat also with the sub. Dion Waiters checked in for Wayne Ellington. Grant dishes to Mirotic. Off target with his 3.
Might want to stop shooting from out there right now because it's just not working. He needs to look to get his teammates involved at this point in the game. That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
In the corner, Valentine with it. Markkanen in the corner. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Grant against Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The first one falls. Levine's checked in for Mirotic. And Grant drops them both. Miami trailer. And here is Waiters. Right side a screen. Waiters against Levine. There's a screen. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Heat making a switch here. Dragic is checked in. And Levine, here we go. Excellent D there from Waiters.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Well, he's left open there for a reason, guys. That's not his shot, and the defense, they know that.
And it's blocked by Whiteside. Waiters against Levine. Now here's Richardson. Not a lot of room. He feeds it to Dragic. Whiteside, a screen on Grant. Whiteside, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Portis in the post. He is guarded by Waiters. Nice shot by Portis.
Interior D lacking, and it couldn't be at a worse time giving up that easy one.
Well, just an incredibly slow rotation. That is someone's responsibility and something they're going to need to discuss.
Count it. Whiteside's got it all tied up now for the Heat.
Great to see Whiteside scoring at an efficient rate out there on the floor.
There's the pick. Levine passes to Portis. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer, and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Here's Valentine. It's hauled in by the Heat. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. That puts them in the lead. And the Heat lead by 2.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
Grant kicks to Markkanen. In the corner, it's Levine. No good from Grant.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
Here's Dragic from outside, and that one is good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Valentine. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
That's good from Valentine. Robin Lopez is checked in for the Bulls. He's off on the second. The Heat leading by 3. And Waiters has it in the corner. And it's Waiters again missing.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
No good from Grant.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
Mickey kicks to Dragic. And stolen by Valentine. And Markkanen with the basket on the assist by Valentine.
I'm a big fan of how Markkanen runs the floor. He's got tremendous mobility, and he knows how to create angles for the pass.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He told them, look, fellas, this is what we're capable of when you come together as one. I knew you had it in you, just like I know we're going to come out on top. Finish this game.
All right, David, thanks.
Josh Richardson continuing to develop his overall game, has such good height at the 2-guard spot.
And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw.
And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
In the corner, it's Levine. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Dragic with it, now defended by Grant. Here's Waiters. Good D by Lopez. Chicago trailing here. Now Levine. They set the screen. Down low. Here's Markkanen. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. 13 points for Lauri Markkanen.
And you know what? He's a great player to run the pick and roll with. I mean, he operates really well in that set, and all he needs is a little bit of daylight, and the young fella is golden.
Right side, no good.
And a little frustration now, missing on the catch and flush.
Sometimes the easy play is the right play. You take a chance when you go for that big finish.
Grant kicks to Levine. Lopez sets a screen for Levine. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Richardson. Sweet little floater. Richardson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Love the fast hands of Richardson there. Always active on the defensive end, using his length and constantly prowling for steals.
Valentine kicks to Levine. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Whiteside, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Hammonds, he's checked in for Miami. And the first one at the line is good. And so Levine nails both of them.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
They set the pick. Here's Waiters. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Heat lead by 2.
Well, Waiters and confidence, they go together pretty well.
Lopez right side. Grant dishes to Levine. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Well, you see the excellent skill set, and this is when you want to make an impact.
I feel like there's an uptick in the intensity as well. Fourth quarter, and it's closing time.
Mirotic is checked in for Markkanen. Winslow's checked in for Miami. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. The Heat have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. Grant against Dragic. Back to Winslow. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got his 5th assist in this one. Here's the pass to Valentine. Inside. And the dunk by Lopez. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Dragic kicks to Mickey. Shoots over Mirotic. Off the left rim and out. Mickey's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. The feed to Mirotic. Back to Grant. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Mirotic, the pass to Levine. Mirotic, a screen on Dragic. Lopez kicks to Levine. Passes it to Mirotic. There's 1:47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mirotic, the screen. Valentine dishes to Lopez. And Levine, here we go. Tries again, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
Waiters against Levine. Waiters up top. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Outside, Levine. And Mirotic has it in the corner. And Levine, here we go. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. White is checked in for Justice Winslow. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Wow, I tell you what, those free throws will give them some much-needed breathing room. 2-possession game now.
White a screen. Here's Waiters. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
He's a confident scorer. Waiters is not deterred by the big moment.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Here's Mirotic. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And the Bulls lead by 6. Timeout called the Heat. They're behind by 6. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
They'd love to get it into the hands of their best scorer, but you also need a backup plan. Plan B has to be covered.
The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in. Here's Dragic. The rebound by Grant. Here's Chicago. 6-point game. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. So it's Miami now.
And unfortunately, it's time for them to say night-night.
Well, you'd like to have a rewind button and get a couple plays back, but impossible at this point. Need better execution at times.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Now a timeout called by Miami. They trail by 7. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
Knocks down the trifecta.
Well, some of Wader's most efficient numbers come when he's in catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Dragic with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
From downtown. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony.